My name's Alan Hart, and today I'm going to do underfloor heating. So I'm going to do a step-by-step guide on how to install underfloor heating, also how to order it, and where you can order it from as well. So first of all, what I've just done a drawing like this, and then I've sent this off to a company, Beneath Heat, and Beneath Heat have sent me an installation pack out. And you can buy this from your local merchants then when you buy the kit. And when you get this kit, it comes with a full drawing. It gives you all your flow rates, all your centres, and what you need to do the job. So what we'll do now, we'll have a look at some of the components that we need with this, and then we'll install it down on the floor. We'll put the pipe in, we'll put the pump manifold on, and we'll wire it up, and we'll do all the stuff we need. So it'll be fully step by step. So after this video, you'll know how to install your own underfloor heating. Right, let's have a look now. First of all, we've got put the drawing up on the wall here. This drawing shows us where the manifold goes, and it shows us all the centres and where we need to put the pipes. We've got the board. This is a retrofit system, so we've got a concrete floor. I don't want the floor to rise up too much, so I've got this. So it's a little bit like Kingspan, and then what we do with that is we put the pipes in here. So we'll fit that in a few minutes. We've got the pipe, so the pipe comes on coils. This one's 80 metres. Some edging strips for when it goes around corners as well. So again, we'll fit that. And then we've got the manifold. I'll fit that on wall as well shortly. Also, we're going to put this onto an S-plan. So I'll show you how to do that as well. So this is a combi boiler, this, and what we need to do is, so that we can control this, we need to put it onto an S-plan. So I'll show you that as well. Let's have a look. First of all, before we connect the underfloor heating, what I've done is I've made the system into an S-plan system. What we've got here, we've got flow. This flow comes up from the boiler. This zone valve here, this connects for the other circuit, for the central heating circuit that I've got in the other room, and then I've put a zone valve in here, and this is for the underfloor heating as well. I'm going to put the manifold on here now, so I'll show you that. We've got an installation guide with this, and it shows us it shows us the height that we need to go. So it shows you the manifold on there. Also shows you how to cut the pipe. Shows you about the fittings as well that we've got, which I'll show you them shortly. When we look at the manifold, one thing that's really good with this is, if you wanted, you can undo these caps and you could put the pump on the other side. So you could have this, if you've got your pipes coming up and the tight corner, or this side, or whatever you want, you can adjust it to suit. So that's another good thing. So I'm going to put this on this wall here now. It needs to be, as I say, about 400mm high. Mine's not going to be quite 400 really, to be honest, but the installation instructions say 400. So we'll put that on here now. One thing to point out with this manifold, I've fixed the manifold now. If later on you decided you wanted to add to this manifold, then you could just undo these nuts out on end, and you could extend the manifold. And like this is in a corner here, you could just put a new manifold on wall there. We're now going to refer to the plans here, and we see we've got the manifold there, and now we're going to put the boards on the floor to this plan. So I've got the board here. I'm going to start with the boards now. So first job, sweep the floor, give it a really good sweep. If you're an electrician, you might need to watch a YouTube video just on how to do that, but yeah, but give the floor a good sweep. I've just laid all the panels out here, and then I'm just going to cut this. In the instructions it says that you can cut this with a Stanley knife. I'm going to use this, I'm just going to use a grinder to be honest, but yeah. Just screwing all these boards down now. I've put all the floor down now, and then we've got the end return panel sections there, the plastic bits, so we can turn pipes foot loop. So I've done it to this drawing here. So what we'll do now, we'll install the floor. We'll lay the pipe work now. So I'm going to start at the manifold. So I've got the pipe. This is a barrier pipe, so it doesn't allow air ingress into the heating system. Boop. Got a big nut on there. And then it just has a little olive that goes on there. And then it's just got a piece of that just pushes in like that. And then I'll zoom in here and I'll show you this. Got a little O-ring on there, and then that just pushes into that. And then we just tighten that up on there. And we just get a spanner on there and just tighten that up. And then what I'll do now is I'll put this pipe in. And then this bit now is very, very easy. All we need to do is just clip this pipe into this little groove here. Just pushes in nice and easy, and then we'll just roll this out and push rest in. All we do now is we'll look at the drawing there, and then we'll just clip all this pipe in. And it just pushes in nice and easy. We've got the pipe back to the manifold now. So this is what you'd say is the return really. And this is going to connect into this part of the manifold here. All the floor, all the pipe should I say, is in now. I'm just going to connect the valves onto the bottom of here. So we've got this flow on there and his return. We've got this floor pipe down here. And we've got a return over here. So I'm just going to connect them on now. I've just got some Loctite 577, what I'm going to use on these threads. All you need to do with that is just wipe that off, and that'll seal that. And then just got a washer to go in there, and then that's just going to connect onto the bottom of there now. I've connected my flow and return onto here now, so that's the flow. So that comes from the heating system. And what I've done there, so again, that says main flow from the boiler, it comes up here. And it's going around to this zone valve here, which is for the underfloor heating, and then it just goes down back of that panel, down there with press fit, across and into there. And then the other side, that's the return, and again that just connects into return, and that goes back to the central heating system. I'm now going to fill this system up, but if we just look at this, just look at the height of the floor. This board is perfect for a system where you don't want to raise the floor too much. We're going to tile directly onto that as well. So now I'm going to fill this up and we're going to pressure test it. So I've connected my hose pipe on. It's very important that we get all the air out of these circuits, and we need to do these circuits one at a time, because if there's any air in, then it's not going to work correctly and you're going to have problems. So I'm going to do that now. We'll connect onto these valves here. So there's one there and there's one at the top here. So one of them will connect to a drain and one of them we're going to connect to cold mains. And then what we'll do then, we'll also pressure test it. So we'll do that now. I'm not going to spend too much time showing you this because this is very, very simple. So we've got this cold water is going to come down this from a stop tap, from us outside tap, and then we've got a little air tap point under here, draw drain off or whatever, tap there. So we'd open that tap and water goes in here, and then I'm going to connect another hose pipe on at the bottom here, and this one's going to connect to the drain, and then all we do then is run it for quite a while, putting water in and getting the air out of the system. And how we do it is we'll do it one of these zones at a time. So we'd close one of them off fully, and then we'd open one of them fully, and then we'd do that circuit, and then we'd move to the other circuit, close this one and then open this one, so that we make sure that both the circuits have got all the air out of the system. So just to show you how to open these, if we just pull that cap off the top there, and it's got like a lock nut here, but we turn it on this black part of it, and as we're turning it there, we're opening it fully. And what we'll do there, that will feel some resistance now. So now when we start to fill this now, this is fully open, and this one's closed. When we look at this one, this one's fully down, closed. So we'll put the water in here now. So we're just turning water on now. As you can see, pressure gauge has gone up there, and the flow gauge has gone down. And then, so what's happening now, we've got cold water going in, that's what its flow is, and then out of the bottom we've got the water going out there, and that's just going to drain there. So I've just connected that to drain. We've done one side, so we would then close this side off, and then we would repeat that on this side as well. And then we'd make sure everything's closed on here, turn this off, close this here, and then we would pressure test this as well. So all up to pressure now on pressure gauge here, and now what we'll do the wiring. So let's go and have a look at that. We've got this wiring centre here now. I'm going to wire this up. So I've started with the mains, so this is as live, as neutral and as earth. This would normally just go to a spur, and then what we'll do, we'll move into these different terminals here, and I'll show you how to wire each individual section of this. This wiring centre, we need to put a link in there. It says timer there. Very important we put that link in, otherwise it won't work. This is if you've got a separate control, a separate timer, then you can wire it into this, but in this particular case we need to put a link in because we're going to have a programmable room start. Now we've got the pump wires, and the pump wires go in there, and it clearly says it on there, pump, so it's very, very easy to understand. And that's just going onto his pump there, and that's just got a plug-in connection on there. So now we've wired the zone valve into this. So we've got the zone valve there, and we've got as orange, as grey, as brown, as blue, and as earth there. It does say it on it as well, so it's clear, really easy to do. Now we've wired the switch live to the boiler, so it's the on off, so this is what your link would be for like your room stat, and that's wired in there. And again, it shows you there, boiler, so it's really easy to see and do. It's also the reason, one of the main reasons you'd use this wiring centre is it's then got its relays built in, so when you get your power back down this orange, it won't backfeed on your pump. What I've done here, I've just put a link in. You can put a link in, it could be in any of these here, but you're linking the live terminal and the L1. That, if you're going to put a room stat in, this is where the wires would go. One thing to bear in mind with this, it has about an 8-minute delay, so when you do turn it on, it will not work straight away. So that's just something to bear in mind. Shortly I'll wire the thermostat on here as well. I'll show you how to wire that in. To wire the controls up on this, again, it's very easy. It's all labelled. Let's turn it right way around. So we've got as neutral, which is obviously blue. Then we've got as live, which is as brown. And then we've got L1, which is as switch live. And what we'd normally do is we'd normally sleeve that with some brown sleeving. I haven't got any brown sleeving for the purposes of this video. But yeah, so we normally have brown sleeving on that. I'll show you how to wire this now to the boiler. To the, not the boiler, the actual wiring centre. So that's this thermostat there now, that's just temporary there. I'm going to put a Nest on here. So what I'll do is I'll do a video on how to swap it over for a Nest as well. But there's wires in there, so it's very clear. So if we look on that one, it's easy to see. So it's got neutral, it's got live, and it's got switched live. So there, so as you see, neutral, live, switched live. As I say, normally we'd have some brown sleeving on there, but we don't have any. So I'm going to switch this on shortly, and as I say, this will have an 8-minute delay on this. I've wired it all up now, and we've got the controller working. See wires at the bottom. This is it's just temporary, just to show you how to do it. If we turn this up now, this will then call for heat. It took about 5 minutes last time for this to fire up. And then what we'll do now, I'll show you how to set the pump and set all your flows as well. I'm going to set the temperature of this system now, the flow temperature. So we need to revert to the drawing, and on the drawing it shows you which loop, and on this we need to set it 45 degrees for these loops. And how we do that, we've got a gauge on the top there, and then we can just turn this control here. So if we turn it this way, that'll just turn it up a little bit on there, and that'll slowly go up. You can just see it's just moved a little bit there. Just to explain how this works, this is your blending valve. We've got as hot water from the central heating system, so this could be 80 degrees this, and it comes to here. Obviously we wouldn't want 80 degrees to go around the circuit for the underfloor, so it will blend, it'll mix with the return water, and then it will get the temperature we've set it to, which on this will 45 degrees. If the return temperature on the heating system is too high, what this pump will do, it'll just recirculate the water that's in the underfloor heating at the moment. Now what we'll do, we'll go on to how to set these flow gauges. To set the flow on here, what we'd need to do again, we'd refer back to the drawing, and on us drawing here, if we have a look on here, both circuits are 0.5 litres a minute for the flow. And all we need to do is go back to these valves here, Normally start with left hand one and just turn this to adjust your flows, and then obviously do the same with the right hand one. So that's how you would install underfloor heating and commission it. Now we're going to install the floor. So we're going to put tiles down on this floor, and we're going to tile directly onto the boards. So I'll show you that now. Let's have a look. We've got all the floor down now, all the pipe is connected, manifold on, and the tiler's here now. The tiler is going to tile directly onto these boards. He's going to just put some primer down first and then tile directly onto it. So I'll show you that now. Just got Tyler now just putting some primer down.
It's a Tile Master product. We're using Tile Master adhesive, so we use a Tile Master product primer, and then you've got no problems with it.
So just got Tyler now marking out. Let's just put a wooden batten on there as a straight edge. Show you these. What are they called, these?
It's a hoop and wedge system.
So this hoop and wedge system, this is to make sure your tiles are level. You've got this bit that goes underneath there, and then you've got these that go into there, and obviously you just push that in and it makes your tiles nice and level. Just putting some tiles down now. Got tile adhesive down there. That's some little clips in place. Just got a lot of floor down now. Just put some more tiles down here. Put these little clips in. These tiles have got an arrow on them, so they only go one way. The tiles are finished now. Just have a look at that. What I'll do is we'll put it on, we'll put the underfloor heating on, and we'll get his thermal imaging camera. And we can see all the floor working and getting warm. I'll just do that now. That just shows you different types of systems, but I'll just get thermal imaging camera now, we'll do that. So we'll just put the heating on now. So it's only been on a minute. I'll come back to it in a few minutes now, we'll let it warm up. So just have a look at this now. That's the boiler. Got this filter there, net boiler. And then we'll just go over to the manifold there. You can see the heat. See the heat on the manifold, and then the pipes as they're going down under the floor. And then we've got alt manifold there over to the right hand side. We'll just let this warm up now a little bit more, and then we'll have another look. Just the alt floor now, all warming up. Nice. You can see temperature on there, temperature at pipes. See there, 31 degrees. .32 degrees there. Just go a bit. So it will lose some of the heat because it's transferring to the floor. So you see there, that first pipe's like 36 degrees there. Just have a look at that manifold. About 54, 55, that manifold. That's a bit high. I need to turn that down a little bit, that temperature. And just see that return one there. Just have a look, you can see returns are colder. So this is the beneath heat system, and it's this system here, 15mm slim board system. Depending on what property you've got, you would obviously use different systems. So that was his 15mm slim board system there, and as you can see, it's very small. So you could use this for a lot of applications really. If you're going over the top of a timber floor, you could use this system, or you can use different systems. So you could use a plate system, or you could use the dry mix system. There's all different options. So yeah, I hope you found this video of some use, and if you've got any questions, please ask them in the comments below, and I'll try my best to answer any questions that you ask. Thanks for watching.